Look at this boat here, and this will help walk us towards that idea. Now, let's use water waves instead of sound waves, because we can physically think of water waves. This boat is going faster than its own waves, water waves. Well, you could do that too. You could go faster than your water waves, because you're faster than the speed of water. All right, so if you can go faster than your own water waves, and you're making more and more waves, those waves can pile up in the front. That's the next point. We're working our way towards sonic booms. Sonic booms. All right, so the waves can pile up in the front. And what happens if you get a bunch of crests piled up? If you make new crest, new crest, new crest, and you're going just as fast, and now they all layer on top of each other. That would be an interference, wouldn't it? We learned about constructive interference, and the other one, destructive interference. Constructive interference, if you put a trough on top of a trough, you get a really big trough, and also a really big crest. You get a really big crest and a really big trough. The crest, tall, right? All right, so that's your wake. That would be like what a sound wave does with a sonic boom. So a sonic boom, we think of airplanes usually. Cars can do them too if it's a special car, like super expensive, drive in the desert kind of science-y car. But you can break the sound barrier when you have a sonic boom happen there. And so we have this cloud forming around this plane. That kind of is our visual sense that the sound barrier is being broken and the sonic boom will happen. There's some pressures that happen from the tip of the plane to the back of the plane. And when that pressure, when it compresses extra, the air pressure rises around the front of the plane, shakes the plane, which makes it hard to fly, but it shakes the plane when the pressure happens there. And then when that pressure is released at the back end of the plane, you get the gas laws happen, which you end up getting some colder temperature and it causes condensation. So you get a little cloud sometimes if the humidity is right at the back of the airplane. And sometimes it travels back as the pressures change. But the sonic boom part is when you get a loud thud. So the sonic boom happens when you travel at the speed of sound. Now let me draw it out here. Let me darken that. I got this extra light on the side there from what you guys call a light box, but your parents and I would call a overhead projector. All right, sonic boom. I got a plane here. I guess I could have left the plane on there. You know what? Let's put the plane back on. You won't be able to see it. That's all right. We'll make you able to see it. Okay. Can you kind of see the plane there? Here it is. Here's my plane. Here's my plane. Wing. All right. It's not bad. I think I can do all my drawing that way. Now you just had your art class, an online art class. As this guy's going fast, all these circles happen. And as the circles happen, you can notice that they're all piled up there on the front of the plane. I hope you can see that well. And spread out in the back. So now you have John Q. Listener here. And what does he hear at this point? What does he hear? Well, no sound waves are hitting him at this moment. So he hears nothing. We got a plane coming, a fast one, you know. And he's got no indication that it's coming because he can't hear it. The vibrations haven't gotten to his eardrum yet. But now when the plane, well, we'll move him instead of the plane. When he's here, what am I doing? All right. When he's here, he hits that wall all at once. The sound that he was supposed to get progressively, he actually gets all at once because the plane was keeping up with its own sound. The plane couldn't go faster than its own sound, so it traveled with that wave and made new waves on top of the old waves. And so he gets all that sound at once. And what happens if you pile up and you listen? What if you listened to everything I said today? And you took this whole video and you made all the sounds happen in 1 second. Would you hear individual words all at the same time? Or would it just be a really intense pop? Pop! My whole voice, if you just funneled it all to one moment for this whole video, go pop! That's your sonic boom. Happens when you crack a whip too. When that whip, the tip of that whip snaps, it goes as fast as the speed of sound. Good job, by the way, making that whip go as fast as the speed of sound. We just have a couple minutes left on this here. So when a train moves towards you, blowing its whistle, do you measure an increase or decrease in wave speed? The speed stays the same. If I'm throwing rocks out of a boat into the water, do the water waves go faster? Does water move faster just because a boat is driving through it? No, the waves travel the same speed. All right, let's keep going here. Does the Doppler effect still work when the sound source is stationary, but the listener is moving? So you have a police car that's just sitting still. Let me turn off the lights so you can see this better. You have a police car that's just sitting still with its sirens on. They never turned them off, but you drive right past it. Is it going to sound regular? Well, as the waves are, here's the police car, here's you. As the police car is sitting here and the waves are going out like this, you're crashing into them. You're moving this way, the waves are moving this way. You're going to hit them more frequently. And then once you pass the car, you're traveling with the waves, and so you're going to hit them less frequently, and that's going to be a pitch change. If you want to hear the higher pitch, should you move towards or away? You remember where it was? Here's the police car, here's you. You should move more frequently into the waves, and then out of the waves, or the other direction. The lower pitch is the reverse of that. If I see you driving down the road, and I'm like, there's my student! I start honking my horn, and you're like, no. But I'm honking my horn, look at me, look at me. Do you hear the Doppler effect? As I'm honking my horn, do you hear the Doppler effect, or do you just hear horn? Now, I just hear the horn because I'm just there. You know what I mean? And you're just like me. You're right next to me. I don't remember if this got caught in the video or not, but listen to the... Remember this? I'll have to check if this was in the part that was kept or not, but listen to what you hear when I do it by your ear. You get to hear both. But if I just hold it by you, or you're moving with it, which would be essentially just next to you still, you wouldn't hear the Doppler effect. All right. This is using the Doppler effect with light. This guy has his flashlight on a timer. He's parked out in space. He has his flashlight on a timer. Every 6 minutes, flash, flash, flash. And the light arrives. The light arrives to him every 6 minutes. Flash, flash, flash. There's a delay. It has to arrive to him, but he starts getting it every 6 minutes. So he's seeing, in a sense, the past. Because it's old light. So he's seeing this guy doing stuff, but it took time to get there, and so what he's seeing isn't in real time. That's the first thing, and we've talked about how the sun's light takes 8 minutes to reach us. But now we're going to play with that idea and bind it to the Doppler effect. Now, he starts flying back to Earth, still flashing his light. It's on the same timer. And he's flashing every 6 minutes, but since he's closing the gap, the new light doesn't have to travel as far, and so it won't take the full length of time, which means this person will see them more frequently because the new light doesn't have as far to travel. It didn't have to start back here. It got a head start. So it'll be closer with a smaller wavelength, higher frequency. Here's the fun thing. If this guy is seeing 6 minutes happening every 3 minutes, he's watching life unfold in twice the speed. So the guy's on the space shuttle going like this. This guy through his telescope will see him going extra fast. Because 6 minutes versus 3 minutes is twice as often. All right. If he can get all those light waves to bunch up, then it would be a sonic, I guess, brightness. If you could travel at the speed of light, which is in the science world what they call difficult. All right, Here he turns the spatial around and the reverse happens. So now he would see things in slow motion. Slow motion. It'd probably be a little darker as well because he's receiving light less often from him. But there you go. Hey, if we get to return, I will have a test for you on that day back because I really want to have as accurate a grade as possible for the content. It's going to be hard to figure out the best ways to assess you guys, but we're going to do our best. But if we are allowed to return, we'll figure out what that looks like. We're rolling with the punches. We're all doing it. I understand it's not fun right now. I want to take a look at this last comment here. Invest and care more than anyone else in your own education. You're going to have an opportunity during all of this weirdness going on right now with having to quarantine yourselves and things like that and canceled school. You're going to have some passion here. I shouldn't care more about your grade than you do. And your parents shouldn't care more about your grade than you do because this is about your future. I have my future, they have their future, and you have your future. And this school stuff that it doesn't become optional. And so as the rest of the kids are all deciding how much time do I want to invest in my education at home, I need you, we need you, you need you to invest and care more than you ever have before. Because your 8th grade year is evaporating quickly and you're almost in high school. We've talked about that, and high school really matters. And we need you to not just take to lose a month or whatever this is going to turn out to be of education. Because this is really good stuff that we got for you. So I'm going to really ask you to pay attention to the lessons, pay attention and read the book carefully. And even though there might be shortcuts along the way, like, oh, I can kind of cheat the system. Because there will be ways that you can cheat the system. I'm going to ask that you not do that, all right? Because life goes on, and we need you to be in charge of your education. Mom and Dad have things they need to think about, and this is for you to think about, all right? All right, so we really care about you. That's why you're at home right now, and so please care about yourself, take care of yourself, and we'll be in touch a lot, I know, and so please keep opening those emails, and pray for me, and I'll pray for you guys. Pray for our country and everybody in your life, and we'll all be just fine. I know it. And so we'll talk to you later. Okay. Have a great weekend.